Well, hello everybody. My name's Making Sang, first name Making, and today we are going to be speaking with the wonderful John Turner. John is from EPIC Training, and here we are. How are you, John?
I'm fine, Making. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you so much for asking. Now, let's tell the world who you are and what you do.
Right, well, my name's John Turner. I'm the CEO of EPIC Training Ltd. EPIC stands for Empowerment, Protection, Inspiration, and Confidence Training. So, and that's what I do. I really started the company about 3 years ago after selling my martial arts business, which I've been involved with for 30 odd years. But EPIC Training is a little bit of a connection, but quite different. It's more about empowering, as the word says, and protection, inspiring people and giving them confidence to handle everyday situations in their lives.
Now, you are an award-winning self-defense instructor. You've delivered training workshops, as I read from my teleprompter here, workshops and seminars to the NHS, Centrica, to the Rape Crisis Cente, colleges and many hotels. And you're going to be delivering a wonderful session with us on April the 12th. Now, tell us a little bit more about what to expect on that day.
Right. Well, my intention making is to come along to the session and give everyone who's attending there a little insight into what is very important for them as individuals, whether the females, males, whatever, it doesn't matter, but particularly females, I would say, is to be enlightened a little bit more educated, with all due respect, on keeping safe and secure in these times. What also I will do is I will give all the participants some really empowering techniques to feel good about themselves if ever a situation where, such as they were grabbed or, accosted in any shape or form. Can't give too much, but I will give some which will hopefully whet the appetite.
And I've heard you speak before, John, and I remember vividly a story that you shared with us, where because a shopper wasn't self-aware, she was faced with an unfortunate situation. Now, I was wondering whether you could retell that story, because it was very vivid, and it certainly made me stop and think about when I go shopping, and I thought it was a really useful story to share.
Yeah. Well, that situation making was actually, she was a sister of a person I go along and teach to, a disabled chappie. I go and teach wheelchair exercises and balancing and all that. I just tell you that. And how it came about was his sister was visiting him, and she lives in Manchester, in a nice area of Manchester as well. Her name's Jane, and she won't mind me telling this story. And she said, I have to say, John, she said, I got mugged. I said, how on earth did that happen? And tell me about it. And what she did was probably what most people do, Making, is they went to the supermarket, parked the car up, did the shopping, came out and did the usual things, like she just popped her handbag on the passenger seat, got in a car, went to get a phone because it was ringing. I think it was a nephew. And with that, there was a little tap at the window, and there's a guy there, and he's asking for directions. Well, little be known to Jane, his accomplice had gone round the other side of the car, opened the passenger door, grabbed her handbag, and instinctively she went to, get it back, and he hit her in the face, punched her actually, and then punched her in the side as well. And of course, that's when she said the shock, it hit her terrible, and he took the phone, he took her handbag, or her purse, everything was in it. She said it's an absolute nightmare to get all this cancelled. She said, but the worst effect was the shock. She said, and reliving it night after night. So I said, well, how are you now? She says, I still have those awful flashbacks. And it's terrible to hear something like that, because you think, well, what could we have made different? And it's not me to say to anyone like Jane or anyone else to say, well, I told you so. But it's not, because it's the typical thing we would do. Anyone can do it. But what we have to do is get a system in our head, right? We don't do those kind of things. We're more careful where we park and etc. So I went through some things with Jane, and I gave her an handout information sheet as well, which she was very pleased to get. So she said, because she never wants to go through it again.
And with the workshop that you're going to be covering, you're going to share a few tips that we can help to protect ourselves and become more self-aware, to avoid those situations like that. Now you're going to be covering a little bit of the physical, the mental, and the spiritual. I was wondering whether you could go through a little bit about that too.
Right. Well, you see, everyone's got a physical need, a mental need, and a spiritual need. So it doesn't matter. I mean, we use this in martial arts. Like, the background is obviously kind of from that, but it's a little bit more precise to the point. Everybody needs to look at this, because if we look at the physical side of things, if you look at a martial artist, a karate guy, or whatever, you always see the physical side. You see them doing techniques. That's what people view in on. But they're useless without having the correct mental attitude, and they're very useless without having a great spiritual attitude as well. So it's the same in when we're looking to protect ourselves. We've also got to think how you're thinking, and we don't want to be thinking in a kind of paranoid way. Oh, I daren't go out or anything like that. The world's dangerous. Well, yes, it can be, but we just want to be more equipped. So the mental side needs to be that you can handle things and situations. Physical side means you need to know some skills. Everybody needs to know some basic fundamental self-defense. That's definite, in my opinion. So we've got weapons on our body. That's the 2 arms, the 2 legs, and the head. And we're going to show you how to use them, but I don't want to sound that it's aggressive. I think what we always need to learn is things like escapes, releases, and how to get out if someone choked us, and things like this. Spiritually, it means that everyone's got an inner strength making, and that inner strength has to come out. That inner strength says, I can, rather than I can't. So if you attacked, or any female was attacked, this is what I've spoke very often about, that a female can comply and give in. That's a choice you have, or you can fight. But if you fight back, it's 100%, and that spirit has to be like a tigress, So that's what I want to get over, is that the mind, the body, and the spirit are all different departments, or compartments, if you like, and we just have to work on each of those. And if you do that, you can feel the confidences in all areas.
Well, John, it's been absolutely amazing talking to you. I cannot wait for your EPIC training, EPIC for empowerment, protection, inspiration, and confidence training. And we will see you on April 12th. Quaker House, free for My Network for Women members, and £12 for non-members. Thank you so much again. We'll see you on April the 12th, John. And don't forget to check out John's website, which is?
That's EPIC Training Ltd, okay, .co.uk. So have a look at us there, or you can contact me on info@epictraining.com, .co.uk. Please get in touch, and I'll look forward to being with you on the 12th of April as well, making. And anyone who attends there, I guarantee you will come away feeling better. That's my promise.
Wonderful. Thanks, John.
All right, mate.